You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Very nice.
What is... Oh, I see. I didn't recognize it. You recognized it. All right. We're back, and this is Where You Live with Gene and Tony. We're broadcasting from the Natural Green Lawn and Landscape Studios. We're brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and by Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia, decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you money and maintenance for years to come. Call Extreme Exteriors at 763-441-1334 and tell them you heard it here on Where You Live. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can help you achieve your financial goals. New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give me a call, Tony Crockett, at New Concepts Rental Management, 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. The address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community associations board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that is established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit www.cai-mn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at cai-mn.com and click on membership.
I'd like to invite our listeners to call in on our hotline and leave us a comment. The phone number is 952-224-2668. We'd like to hear from you. What are your opinions about the stories we talk about? What are your questions about living in a homeowners association or operating a rental property? 952-224-2668.
The other thing they can do is go to our website for New Concepts, www.newconceptsgroup.com. You can click on the page for the radio show, and there are the phone numbers there. Also, our email addresses, too, so people can write us an email with a question if they like as well.
Easy peasy. Please do. This story about the poor homeowner that was killed by a tow truck is it's horrible. He was a father of 3 young children. He was a upstanding citizen of his community, but it's just, to me, sounds like he had a fatal error of judgment. He panicked when his car was being towed. He went and jumped on the tow truck and tried to stop them and then fell.
Yeah, panic or anger, but he I think it's safe to say that whatever the emotion was, he lost self-control for a moment, and so he jumped on trying to get someone to stop, and that's really difficult. You can't do that. You know, you mentioned before the show, one of the most difficult jobs, probably the most hated, would be to be a tow truck driver.
That's right. Now, yeah, I did say that. It's got to be terrible. I mean, you talk about trying to satisfy your customers. A tow truck driver or an impound lot never has a satisfied customer, do they?
No.
They only have customers that are really, really angry.
Yes, you either have someone who's upset because someone's parking where they shouldn't, and so they're upset with you. Get out here and do it.
Okay.
And then when you do it, you have the person whose car you towed who just has nothing but just
I think it's probably a prime example of a thankless job. Now, having said that, we don't know that the tow truck driver wasn't negligent or that he did not use common sense or good sense.
And that was the part that was unfortunate. In the article, they mentioned that because initially it was described to the police that it may not have been that serious.
It was
They didn't follow through with sending a police officer out there. Had they done that, they would have taped off what would have been the crime scene.
That's right.
and tried to get better evidence. Now they're afraid that things have been tampered, too much time has elapsed, and they may not really know what took place.
Yeah. So it was a terrible situation, and to me, it just sounds like accidental from all different directions. Even on behalf of the police, they were acting in good faith. They thought they knew what was going on. But one thing I can almost 100% guarantee: this is not the fault of the homeowners association.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would agree. Homeowners are, by and large, in this community, have probably asked the board who are running the association and said, we have parking issues. Please help us deal with them. And so they do. They have a policy in place. And, of course, the people that there are some people who will give their opinion very, very quickly. And they're entitled to their opinion. But I don't think it's probably predatory actions that are taking place. The guy did park illegally on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
I mean, where, in what community, in what world does someone park on a sidewalk and think that that's okay?
Yeah.
And the other thing about this is, I'm sorry, but just poor judgment to jump in front or right on side of a moving vehicle. I mean, what else could have happened? You know, I mean, you wouldn't do this in the association if someone said the association is going to be cutting some trees down, and now you see a man starting a chainsaw, and you just walk right in front. No, you're not going to cut down my tree.
That would not be prudent.
No, I mean, yes, there is some self-control that the truck driver needed to have, and hopefully they'll find out what happened. But I don't know necessarily that there was anything that was at his fault here. It's a tragic thing, but it just shouldn't have happened.
No. There's even a quote in the story that says the association is well known for using towing services to enforce strict bans on parking. And then another homeowner is quoted as saying, they're allowed to come and take any vehicle they want, said Feliz, whose car has been towed 3 times in the past year. So there are some people that just never learn.
Yes, and it's unfortunate that things are hyped up now emotionally.
That's
the
right.
attorney for this family, he gave a quote, and again, I think this is almost criminal here. He said, "This was a tow for greed that went awry." Really? I mean, why ramp it up?
Why does everything have to be a confrontation and a win-lose situation? I mean, not every situation is their fault and win-lose.
And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for the family, for the
too.
loss
I
of a
can't
father.
imagine.
But this is not. This is a man who teaches graduate students. You would think that there is some self-control. You would think that there's some understanding. You don't move on you don't jump up on a moving vehicle. Yeah. You know, that thing doesn't happen. And then for the association, it says that there were about 20 residents as a result of this that now have some complaints and went to the association board wanting to talk about towing practices. I have no problem with that.
That's exactly how it should work.
Yes. If you are in a homeowner association and you don't agree with some of the practices and how they practically work, yes, you have that right to go to the board and say, let's talk about it. Let's have a special meeting. Let's see if a majority of the homeowners still agree with this practice, or in light of this new information, is there something we could do a little bit differently in our policy that takes care of the issues that are our concerns and yet show compassion for other people and the issues that they have. That's fine. Have that discussion. But, boy, I tell you, the way that they are making this sound is just, I think, just very tragic.
I agree.
Well, let's deal with our next story, and I think we've got just about a minute before our next break. Maybe, Tony, you can mention and at least read what this...
This is an email that you received last Saturday.
Yeah.
Gene, I haven't been able to listen all the time, and maybe you've already covered this issue. It seems that the solution to people not paying their association fees and the subsequent hassle of foreclosure would be for the state to set up a process for these fees to be included in property taxes, like some other items that get tacked on from time to time. I assume there's some reason why this isn't done. And this is from Tom in Anoka.
Yep. This is a very interesting question. You know,
It is.
And I'm glad that he brought it up. But we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, we're going to answer for you why should or shouldn't the government be involved in assessing homeowner assessments from the homeowner and then paying the association directly. Is that a way to stop foreclosures from taking place? We'll discuss that after these messages.